let's wrap it up with this. And I appreciate you, man. You've been very, very courteous of your time, especially the day after Christmas. A lot of different things that we both have going on today. Let me ask you this final thing. Last 2 games of the season, I have always prided myself on my channel and the subscribers that I've been getting and some of the recent exposure my channel is getting. I'm authentic. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to blow smoke, so that you know when I am being positive or giving a positive thought, you know it's genuine and I'm not lying to you.
Yeah.
I don't care about these final 2 games. I really don't. And I know that there's these people like, you got to win both. You got to. I'm friends with Johnny Venerable and Bo Brock, and they do an amazing job over at PHNX Sports. And both really, really great dudes. Here's why I disagree strongly with them. They were saying the other day on their channel, well, Kyler can win a lot of people back next year, or Kyler can get some stuff back if he wins these next 2 games and looks great. No, I don't care. They could go 9-8. Kyler could throw for 10 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 600 yards, and another 200 yards on the ground. I do not care. And I would love to bookmark. I don't care. I saw what happened when the lights were the brightest. And it's not just Kyler. Like, this is now, it's everyone.
Yeah.
If they go 9-8, I truly do not care. I am rooting for them to lose. I'd rather just have the better draft pick. I seriously would. I don't care about this idea of, culture. Do you really think Trey McBride, who, by the way, I saw something you had put out recently about Trey McBride doing the "we just bleep and suck, we're sorry," all that stuff, where I'm like, I was just like, I honestly don't think he was talking about either team. I think he was talking about the officiating outside of the last part where he said that they suck. I think he was saying that the refs sold, which whatever, that's a whole nother thing. But I don't care. I don't think you can win these last 2 games and then tell Trey McBride, who says that we're sorry, and just be like, hey, man, we're 9-8. You think Trey McBride's going to subscribe to that? And I've interviewed McBride. I've interviewed Michael Wilson, both these guys at the Super Bowl last year with another one of my colleagues. I don't think they're going to buy that. I don't think they're going to. I don't think it matters. Are you rooting for them to win these two final games, build the culture, and go into the next season 9-8? Which there's no chance they beat the Rams this weekend. You can bookmark that. But are you there, or do you just? Could Kyler really only hurt his stock the last 2 games?
One thing that I realized when people talk about culture is because they still believe in either A, the regime, or B, your quarterback. I don't believe in what Kyler Murray can do. So to me, culture is out the window, to be honest with you. I'm being completely honest with you. They're not going to win the Rams game, guys. I'm sorry. If you think that is the prototypical fanboy, let's pretend everything's hunky dory. And that's the problem. That's the problem with they're not. The Rams are going to pay us back the favor what we did to them in week 2. They're licking at their chops right now with making us an example of, you thought you were going to win the division at 6-4 at one point. I promise you, this is not going to be pretty. I'm going to sit back and still do my play-by-play, and hopefully they win. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. But I'm not going to sell myself to the idea that, oh, man, they have it. They don't. Not a bloody chance in heck do they have a chance. Now, the 49ers can be a wild card. I don't know what the 49ers are going to do. And because the injuries and what's currently going on, I know the fan base of the 49ers, they have their own situation going on. Oh, they want to fire Kyle. I don't understand it. They're the best head coaches over there. If you fire him, you guys are idiots. But okay, let them stew in their own.
I'd fire JG tomorrow and bring in Kyle Shanahan.
100%. But going back to that, I don't know what happened to the 49ers, but the Rams, take that out of your mind, guys. This is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be a bloodbath, and people are going to go back to the same thing of the whole Kyler Murray thing. That's one thing that I realized, and I put myself to blame that as well, because I was preaching culture because I believed at one point that these guys can get it right. Right now, my number one thing is I don't believe in this franchise quarterback. I don't believe in Kyler Murray that he's ever going to be able to win us a Super Bowl. So that's what I feel like is the big deciding factor. If you believe it, cool. Keep preaching culture. That's fine. Culture is shot, man. When you have Trey McBride, one of your leaders, saying the things that he said, and you're right, he might be talking about the officiating, but at the end of the day, if they truly think this, what culture? What are you trying to maintain here, man? We're sorry AF. That's why we're sorry. We were, man. You can't lose to the Panthers and sit back and say, let's carry this on to next year. And it's funny because JG has always been an advocate of like, nothing carries on. Momentum doesn't matter. And then he was like, maybe we can carry momentum to next year. JG, stop it. Stop it right now. You know damn well we're not going to beat the damn That's
He
lit.
doesn't even think so.
No,
He's
hell
just
no.
laughing at it.
Yeah, he didn't have his hat on, man. He didn't have a serious. He was going on their hatless.
Oh,
That's how scared he was. Nah, man, this game's over.
Are you? Let me ask you this final question that I wasn't going to ask you, but are you bullish on the Cardinals next year? Do you think that there is a scenario where because let's just end it like this. Do you think there is a scenario where they, I don't know, trade for Myles Garrett, which I think is nuts to even think about right now, but let's put our pom poms up and our fanboy hats
Right.
on. They trade for Myles Garrett, they get a great deal on him. They trade for Micah Parsons, they get a great deal on him, or whatever. One of those guys, and I don't know. They get someone in free agency, and they fire Drew Petzing, and they bring in, I don't know, Joe Madden to come in and do the OC work. And do you think that there's a chance that they get it turned around and Kyler actually is the guy and they make the playoffs next year? Like, do you have any faith in that? Because I'll be honest with you, I do not. I don't have any faith that this
Yeah.
team will get off the ground. And yeah, I'm so over it. I just
Yeah.
don't. I don't think it's the case.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it would be good for the fan base to see an organization actually show that they want to go for it, as opposed to looking at these 2 years and saying, "Bro, you obviously they don't they're not trying to go for nothing, but progress is what they're trying to go for." It would be nice for the fan base, right, to see a Micah Parsons trade, which I don't think is going to happen. Or Myles Garrett seems a little bit more plausible just because of obviously the situation, but I feel like the Cowboys are going to somehow find a way to pay him. But anyways, if it would be nice for the fan base to do that. It's like I said earlier in this, podcast, I would love to believe the franchise quarterback or Kyler Murray would be able to win us a big game. But until he does it's hard for me to come out here and say that he's going to do it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to back him. He's our, here. And that's the thing. When people say, "Oh, well, you don't believe in him, but you're going to back him," because he's my quarterback. He's the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals. I'm a fan of the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not a fan of only Kyler Murray. Is what people don't understand. I'm a fan of the Cardinals, and I want them to succeed. If he somehow turns it around, then cool. I'll have curl on my face. But right now, I don't feel like I'm going to. I don't feel like I'm going to. I feel like the Cardinals somehow or something's going to happen, man. Something's going to happen, and it's not going to be pretty next year.
Yeah, no, that's not the case because we are just so bullish on wanting to be our opinions to be right that we want Kyler to fail, and we want that's the idea that I don't understand with oh, you just hate Kyler. Oh yeah, no, I hate having a franchise quarterback. That's what I want to do. I want to just be irrelevant for the next couple of years. But hey, listen, the last thing I'll say about the Kyler thing is it can get way worse.
Yeah,
And everyone that wants to just push him away, I'm like, no, you got to have a plan. Because then you actually could have Desmond Ridder starting, or Aiden O'Connell, whoever the Raiders are rolling out, or
yeah.
Drew Lock with the Giants, or I mean, God knows who else. Like, it can get way worse.